Piper, and this is a video on SAT grammar. If you're watching at home, pause the video now and do the problem that's on the board and restart it once you've done the problem. Now looking at the problem that you've done it at home, we're going to go through the answer choices and see why it's wrong and which ones are right. So let's start by reading the problem. Illiteracy is an enormous problem, comma. It affects millions of people worldwide, comma, and is an impediment to social progress, period, and then no error. So you're going to be looking through all the answer choices, A, B, C, D, E. So let's start with A. It's problem, comma. So it's really important that you notice this because this is the reason why it's the error in the sentence. A comma separates two independent clauses. So because illiteracy is an enormous problem, can stand on its own, as well as the second half of the sentence can stand on its own, this comma should either be a semicolon or a period. So at that point you're seeing that A is the worst part of the sentence, so you're going to be checking that off. But now let's go through why the other problems are wrong. In B, they use the word affects, which is easily confused with effects, which starts with an E as opposed to an A. The difference between affects and effects is that affects is a verb. So it affects means it's being used correctly because it's the verb form. This is where they try to trick you by making you confused. Don't fall for it, it's wrong. Now moving on to worldwide, there's really nothing wrong with that. And neither is impediment to. So you can cross both of those off. Now, you already know that A is a problem, so the answer can't possibly be E. And that's why the answer is A. Okay. So again, pause the video if you're at home and do the problem that's on the board. Now let's read it aloud. Television viewers claim that the number of scenes depicting alcohol consumption have increased dramatically over the last decade. No error. So let's start with A. Claim that seems pretty okay. There's nothing really wrong with that, so we're going to cross it off. The number of scenes depicting, that's fine. Scenes depict, there's nothing wrong with that. Now moving on to C. Alcohol consumption have increased. Now, have increased sounds good when you just read it like that. But what you want to see is what's doing the increasing. What's doing the increasing is the number. What you do is, if you get confused, take out any prepositional phrases starting with of. So when you take out of scenes depicting alcohol consumption, you see that number have isn't grammatically correct. It should be number has. So that's why C is going to be the right answer here. The reason that D is just right is that there's nothing wrong with over. It's being used correctly. And because you already know that C is wrong, it can't have no error. And again, pause the video if you're working at home and do it and then replay when you've done. So now let's read it out loud. If you are sure that you are in the right, you would not mind an independent examination of the case, no error. So let's start off with A. Sure that, that's fine. There's no error there. You are in the right, you can be in the right, that's correct usage, so B isn't an issue either. Now, you would not is hard. It sounds great if you just say you would not mind. It sounds fine. But the thing is, are sure is present tense. Would not is a different tense. It should be you will not. Because if you are being sure in the present tense, you are like willing not minding something also in the present tense. Would not is a different tense, so you're going to see that that's an issue. Examination of, there's no problem there, and you already see that C has an issue, so it can't be E, and that's why C is going to be the right answer.